What's up, gang? Welcome back to Kick Play Super Mario World. I just got back from the movie theater, seeing the Super Mario Brothers movie, and we're going to talk about it while I play through the Star Road and the Special World here on Super Mario World. Full disclosure, I am recording this commentary in post because, and I normally wouldn't do that, but I kept getting distracted by the game and wasn't talking about the movie enough, so that's why you're not going to hear much like game commentary from me throughout this. And also, I will try as much as possible and as long as possible to avoid spoilers, but I can't make any promises about that. So I would recommend going to see the movie as quickly as possible so we can have a nice, clean, open discussion. So that said, let's get down to talking about this movie. I enjoyed it. You know, it's understandable why it's not a critical darling, but this movie was never going to be that. Like, it's Mario. Mario is goofy, lighthearted fun. And I wouldn't want a Mario movie that was too self-serious. You know, I feel in a way that's what we got with the first one, you know, the 1993 Mario movie. I've talked about this before, I believe, on Fandom. I know I've talked to, like, Nolan and Aaron about this personally, but I'm sure I've talked about it on Fandom before, of, like, there's a contradiction and a conflict that you have in the early days of, like, superhero movies and stuff, where they're broadly better movies than what we get today, but at the same time, they're so ashamed of the IP and of being, you know, of being silly and campy and everything. And the first Mario movie smacks of that. There's like, okay, well, you know, plumbers from Brooklyn get sucked into a fantasy world of mushroom people ruled by a pretty princess who gets kidnapped by a giant turtle, and our plumber hero has to save her. You know, it's a ridiculous concept that's easy to be embarrassed by if you don't have the stomach to be cringe, you know? And I feel like the first movie has that, and this movie embraces the ridiculousness of the franchise. And I feel like that's the only way for this movie to be. You know, I've seen some people online talking about, like, the Lego movie and comparing it to Mario, and how, like, the Lego movie how it went above and beyond and told a great story with its IP. But the thing about that, though, to me, is Mario has at least a paper-thin story. Lego has no story. You know, as long as you honor the mechanics of the Lego movie or of the Lego franchise, and the Lego movie does, and Lego Batman does, then you can tell really any story you want to in that world. You know what I mean? Like, there's not any kind of lore. And like I said, Mario lore is paper thin, but there is still lore to some degree in those games. Like I said, plumbers from Brooklyn rescue a princess from evil fucking turtle and mushroom people and power-ups and all of that. Like, it's paper thin, but it is possible to get it wrong because the 1993 movie gets it wrong. So I don't think there was as much room to I don't think there was as much room to flex with this story as there would be with something like the Lego movie. But anyway, I digress. So let's talk about the movie. So I'll start with what I thought was the strongest aspect, and that I have really no criticism towards whatsoever, and that would be the animation. The animation was absolutely gorgeous. Like, throughout the entire film, the animation was entirely on point the whole goddamn way. And probably the prettiest movie I've seen, or animated film, but if y'all know me, you know that animation is the superior art form to live action every day. It might be the prettiest animated film outside of like something stylized like Into the Spider-Verse that I've seen in a long time. Like, beautiful, vibrant use of color. The characters are well designed. The characters are expressive. The redesign of the characters for the movie works really, really well. And speaking of, let's talk about characters. Chris Pratt did a good job as Mario. Like, I've been firmly of the camp that Martinet or a Martinet-style performance would be too much for a 90-minute movie. But I like the performance Chris Pratt gave. There was some like little Yahoo! Moments throughout the movie when Mario gets excited about something, but I don't think that those were it wasn't too much. It was enough peppered in was enough peppered in and peppered throughout to get a sense that this is Mario without it being overbearing. And I like the characterization of Mario in the movie. He's very much a fish out of water, but he's always brave and, you know, confident and all of that. You know, like, you know, I can obviously from the trailers, so it's not spoilers to say that he's trying to save his brother Luigi, and you know, he never lets anything deter him from that. And speaking of Luigi, Charlie Day was great. If I have one major character complaint, it's just that there wasn't enough Charlie Day in this movie, because he absolutely stole the show every scene he was in. But I do think that one of the strongest aspects of the movie is Mario and Luigi's relationship. Like, there's a lot of love and camaraderie between the two of them. You guys obviously can tell I'm a Luigi boy to the bone. But I can admit that Luigi is, you know, a sniveling coward. Like, I'm okay admitting that. Because it's when he has those moments where he puts on a brave face to be a hero. That means so much, because and it's not in his nature like it is for Mario, and we definitely get those moments in the film. Peach was great. Like, I definitely don't think that she's Daisy by any stretch of the imagination. Like, she's certainly, like, capable and a leader, and not just like a figurehead there to be kidnapped. But she's also kind and gentle, and you can tell she thinks highly of Mario and legitimately wants to help him, and legitimately thinks that he can help her. And I'm glad they didn't make Peach a damsel in distress. Like, that's... I don't think that trope really works as well, at least in, like, a movie context. And it could be that we've gotten it so many times in the games that it would feel, okay, another, you know, Bowser kidnapped Peach again story. But I think the biggest reason why I don't think it would work is what it says about Mario. Like, I feel like it could work in a sequel, now that Mario has a relationship with Peach, and we've spent this movie establishing that Mario is a selfless hero in spite of, you know, his circumstance. He's going to try because people he loves are counting on him. And we get the establishment. Obviously, Mario and Luigi are brothers, so that's an easy in from the word go. But also, like, we spend time with Mario and Luigi, and so we get to know their dynamic and their relationship, and it's believable that Mario would try so hard to rescue his brother. And I think that if you made it about Peach, then what's Mario's motivation for saving her? You know, what does Mario get out of that? Out of that mission or whatever. And like I said, I think now you could do that story because Mario has a relationship with Peach now, and we've established what kind of hero he is. But doing it before, and it's like, okay, save the princess you don't know. You know, what's in a kingdom that you've never been to and have no connection to. You know what I'm getting at? Like, I'm trying to avoid saying it, but it feels like just doing that in this first movie would be like a bit misogynistic, I guess you could say. Sorry, I got distracted thinking about that. And these are also, I should say, these are my thoughts as I'm thinking of them. I didn't write anything down, and I don't have anything really pre-prepared to talk about, so, you know, we'll see how this goes. But anyway, Bowser. Jack Black steals the fucking show. He's great. Really, I mean, nothing else to say about that. He's fantastic. I'll talk more about Bowser when we get to the spoiler section. Seth Rogen was great as Donkey Kong. You know, very Seth Rogen, but I mean, if there is a Seth Rogen-esque character, then it's fucking Donkey Kong, and he was a lot of fun. More involved than I thought he would be, honestly. Like, I figured he would just be like a brief cameo or something, but he's a like supporting character throughout a lot of the movie, and You know, one thing I like about the movie is, while it is predictable and straightforward in a lot of ways, it doesn't really lean into any, like, stereotypical, oh, you know, like third act tropes or cliches. Like, there's no, misdirection or confusion or deception or something. You know, there's no, like, Mario pretending to be some great hero, and then Peach and the Toads finding out that he's actually a cowardly piece of shit, and then he has to redeem himself and all of that. But I think what allows it to get away with not doing that is Mario and Donkey Kong's relationship. The tension and the turmoil on the side of the protagonist is largely between them, and so you get to see them develop into friends throughout the movie. One character that I did not expect to love as much as I did was Toad. Now, there are a lot of Toads throughout the movie, and a lot of them are very Minion-esque. You know, like, it is what it is. But the main Toad is great. The one played by Keegan-Michael Key. He's a little ride or die dude, and I love him. Unexpected favorite character of the movie, but he may very well be my favorite character of the movie. Definitely makes me want to play, like, shit. Definitely makes me want to play, like, Toad's Treasure Tracker or whatever the fuck it's called. Or at least play Super Mario Brothers 2 and play as Toad, which I've never really done all that much of. And I think that covers the main characters. Right? I think so. Let's see, what else is there? Oh, soundtrack and score and all of that. This would be the highlight of the film, even above animation. But there are some, there are some pop songs and stuff, which, you know, there's songs that I don't hate, you know. It's a lot of 80s stuff, which, you know, works for this franchise, and honestly, a lot of the Mario soundtrack, at least the iconic songs, and I would think that by proxy, the rest of the franchise, just by its relationship to the original games, has a lot of 80s vibe to it. So, you know, it didn't take me too far out, but I do think that it is a bit of a weaker point to the film when you have a franchise with all of this beautiful music. But the way that the Mario music itself was utilized was fucking on point. You know, that was a great aspect of the movie. And again, if it had just been the Mario movie, or not just been the Mario movie, but it just been Mario music, then 100 out of 10 fucking perfect score for me on that. But, you know, using and just because it's I don't like when fantasy movies reference the real world in any major way, you know. It's like in that, was it Boba Fett or Mandalorian? I think it was Book of Boba Fett that had the episode with like the dubstep kind of soundtrack. And I just didn't like that because it didn't feel like Star Wars to me. It was one that had, what's this? Thundercat? You know, it just took me out of the story. But yeah. I think that pretty well covers the important bits of non-spoilering. So let's talk about the movie for real. So I'll give you guys 10 seconds to stop this, go see the Super Mario Brothers movie in theaters now, not a sponsor, and then come back and we'll discuss the movie with spoilers, okay? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So you've seen the opening scene of the movie if you've seen the first, I think, trailer. It's Bowser invading the Penguin Kingdom and stealing the star. It plays out pretty much exactly like it plays out in the trailer. One thing is, since this is a movie and not a video game, there's not 120 stars, and it's an invincibility star. You know, it's a superstar, and Bowser wants the star so he can impress Princess Peach and get her to marry him. Which is, you know, a fun bit of characterization for Bowser. And I think a stronger, like, motivation and more interesting than kidnapping her to take over the Mushroom Kingdom. Because, like, what does... Like, why? You know, that's just... That's never been something I felt was... Like, it's just there to get you from point A to point B, you know, to... And when you're talking about a video game... that's fine. That's adequate story for that kind of medium. But in a movie, I thought this was a more interesting way to tell it. And then we go to Brooklyn. We meet the Mario Brothers. You get quite a few references packed in here. Mario and Luigi are watching their commercial for their Super Mario Brothers plumbing, and you get the Super Show theme song, and you get the accents, which, you know, they're playing up for the commercial. And it's the first thing you hear of Mario and Luigi. Is them in the commercial. So the first thing you hear is the heavy accents, and they comment on it and everything, and they're at a diner or some such, and Spike from Wrecking Crew is there. You get a little bit of backstory. Mario and Luigi used to work for Spike, and they quit to start their own plumbing business. They haven't had any jobs yet. But they get a call, and they go try to fix somebody's plumbing. They do, but Luigi pissed off their dog by stepping on its bones. So the dog tries to kill them and fucks up their plumbing job. They go home to dinner with their parents, and, you know, their mom's super supportive, but their dad is a hard ass. And then they see a report on TV about pipes burst in Brooklyn and flooding in the city, and they go to sort out the problem, and they go down a manhole, and Luigi gets sucked into a green pipe, and Mario follows. They find each other, but immediately Luigi gets sucked into another pipe, and gets taken to Bowser's Keep, while Mario gets transported to the Mushroom Kingdom. And this is one of my only just tiny gripes of the movie. I would have liked to have seen some Koopas and crabs and, you know, things you see in the original Mario Brothers arcade game. It's not a major thing. It doesn't, like, take away from the movie. It just, I would have liked it more if they had... if they had referenced that. And I guess you can say they did, because, like, because of them going into the sewers to fix the problem and end up in the Mushroom Kingdom from there. But that's always been the headcanon I subscribe to. Mario and Luigi are plumbers in Brooklyn. They're working in the sewers. They come across some weird creatures coming out of pipes. They go down the pipes, end up in the Mushroom Kingdom. Bada bing, bada boom. So yeah, Mario ends up in the Mushroom Kingdom while Luigi ends up in Bowser's Keep in the Dark World, as it is called. Mario meets Toad. Toad takes Mario to Princess Peach's castle. Princess Peach is having a meeting with her advisors, which are just a bunch of sniveling Toad cowards, about Bowser's imminent attack and how they need to they need to get the Kong army on their side so they can face Bowser. Mario comes in and tells Peach his predicament, and Peach agrees to help him if he'll help her once he proves himself with the obstacle course. And I like that Mario, he never succeeds at the obstacle course, but he keeps trying, you know. And that, as I was talking about before, I think that's the thing that I find appealing about Mario in this movie, is that he's a fish out of water, but he doesn't let that deter him. He's gonna save his brother, and that means saving Princess Peach. Or not saving Princess Peach, but helping her save her kingdom. And so he's gonna do that with fucking gusto. And he does. Meanwhile, Luigi is in Bowser's Keep, and he's chased by a Dry Bones. Steps on it, crushes it, and, you know, he thinks that that's it. Problem solved. But the Dry Bones comes back, and, you know, like a Dry Bones does, and he escapes into Bowser's castle. But gets captured by Shy Guys. Bowser finds out about Mario helping Peach, the mustachioed man, and he questions Luigi about it, and puts Luigi in his dungeon. Oh, I forgot to mention the best fucking character in the movie. Psychotic nihilistic Lumily. Fucking great. Just a death-obsessed star child. Just 10 out of 10, just fan-fucking-tastic. So Mario and Peach go to the Jungle Kingdom to ask Cranky Kong, the leader of the Kongs, to help them and lend them the Kong army. Cranky Kong agrees as long as Mario can beat his son, Donkey Kong, in combat. And Donkey Kong beats the shit out of Mario for a while, but Mario gets the cat suit and is able to beat Donkey Kong to submission and get the Kong army's help. They take a shortcut through Rainbow Road. And, you know, it's the Mario Kart sequence from the trailers. But Bowser's figured out their plan, so he cuts them off, and he sends Koopas after them. Ultimately, Mario and Donkey Kong get thrown off the track, and Donkey Kong's about to drown when Mario saves him, and they get eaten by a giant eel. Inside the belly of the eel, they bond over how much they disappoint their fathers. And then they escape. and make their way to Bowser's Keep. Meanwhile, Princess Peach surrenders herself to Bowser and agrees to marry him if he will leave her subjects alone. And I really like this because it's it is the damsel in distress thing, but Peach always has agency throughout. Mario doesn't save Peach. Peach saves herself when she has a plan. She has an ice flower that she uses to fuck up Bowser and save the prisoners. It kind of fails, but Donkey Kong. So the prisoners are being like dropped into lava, like slowly by a chain crank, and Peach freezes it, but then it cracks, but Donkey Kong stops it, and Mario swoops in with the Tanuki suit and saves Luigi just as he's about to die. And then they get transported to Brooklyn, and Mario gets the shit beat out of him, but then he beats a hero, and Mario and Luigi together touch the superstar and become invincible and kick Bowser's ass, and then Peach feeds Bowser a mini mushroom, which we saw in Mario's fight with Donkey Kong earlier in the movie. And Bowser gets minified and put into a birdcage. And that's the movie. There are two post-credit scenes. The first one after the stylized... It's very Marvel-esque. First one after stylized credits is Bowser. Earlier in the movie, Bowser played a love song for Peach, and he plays it again, only now having added verses, or adding a verse referencing Mario and Luigi. And the second, at the very end of the credits, is a dolly shot, I guess, of the sewers from the beginning of the movie, and you see a Yoshi egg, and you see it crack open, and you hear the iconic Yoshi, 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 you know, whole thing. Yoshi! I don't know why I can't do that right now. Probably because I've been talking for an hour. But yeah, that's the movie. I really enjoyed it. As far as like video game adaptations go, I think it might be the best one yet. Like, obviously, you know, the Last of Us, but The Last of Us was already a good story. It was already a TV show. It was already an interactive TV show or film to begin with. So there wasn't a lot to do there. You know, making Mario a game with practically no story whatsoever, but enough that if you got it wrong, it's very clear that you got it wrong. Enjoyable and good. 10 out of 10 for a video game movie. Like, I hope to see more like this. I'm guessing the next movie will have Yoshi in it to some degree. I'm biased here, but I think that we could see a Super Mario World movie. You know, Mario and Peach on vacation, Dinosaur Island. Like to see Wario and Waluigi, or at least Wario. But, you know, we'll see. I'm going to call it here. So we'll be back next week with KOTOR. And I will see you guys then.